the frustrating thing. It's not that I can't get the second date. I can't get the first. You know, so it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to modify, because it's not like I'm getting there and then getting turned down. Like, no one's giving me a chance. Is there something about me that is so wrong that people won't even give me a first date? You can tell me.
It's not wrong, but you're intimidating.
Why am I intimidating? Because I'm fat? Because I'm a heavy-set lady?
No, because you're so confident and smart and sexually charged.
There's nothing wrong with you?
He said like there's more to come.
There's nothing wrong with you. You're definitely better now than what you were before, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you've grown as a person.
Stop talking.
Stop talking. What, you think because she asked a question, she actually wants an answer? Do you understand anything about women? The truth is that men have stopped talking. In personal relationships, many men have gone silent because they know that their honesty is not welcome. At a cultural level, men across the West are engaged in a massive undertaking of self-censorship. Before they say anything to a woman, they have to pass it through a "will this offend her" lens. And because this generation of women is so easily offended, men just end up not speaking. You guys probably know this feeling. You're in a conversation with lots of women and you can just sense that your true thoughts, your opinions are not welcome, so you stay silent. At a societal level, men have not been honest with women for a long time. That's a big problem because it has created this huge gap between what men are actually thinking and feeling and what women are aware of. When women randomly stumble across my content and start watching my videos, they're shocked. They never imagined that men could be experiencing so much grief, anger, and loneliness. And they reassure themselves. They say, the men in my life aren't like this. They don't share these frustrations. Yeah, they do, but they're not going to tell you about it. Direct communication from men to women is not welcome. Feminists have even invented the term mansplaining, designed to disincentivize any men from communicating in a direct manner. But what women have got to realize is that men haven't gone silent because they have nothing to say. It's because they don't have the patience to communicate their thoughts in a feminine way. It's too slow, it's too boring, it's too performative. Men just want to talk like men. You probably don't know this, nobody taught this to you when you were growing up, but men and women communicate differently. For women, disagreement in a conversation is not safe. That's terrifying. It could lead to social banishment. Isolation is very scary for women. It frightens them, the thought of being alone. It's not politically correct to say this, but as a default, women find the way that men talk to be aggressive, and men find the way that women talk to be boring. This is a big problem in corporate environments for both genders. The women are anxious because the men are so direct. They're constantly stressed that people must be upset with her. And the men are frustrated because they just want to get the task done. They don't have the patience to be all soft and gentle. So what do you do when men speak to communicate truth and women speak to promote social harmony, because these are contradictory goals? Personally, I speak to men and women very differently. Quite literally, I change the way that I talk. My words, my tone, everything changes. I adjust to my audience, and it's like night and day. When I speak to men, I am blunt and direct. I say exactly what I think, and I give minimal thought to whether or not what I'm expressing is going to offend them. If we're both guys, then we know that whatever disagreement comes up between us is not going to be the end of our friendship. We want to disagree. We're looking for that. When I catch up with my male friends, it's inevitable that in our conversation, we will find some point of departure between us in our beliefs, our morality, our understanding of reality, and then we will discuss that rigorously and we will challenge each other. It's not stressful because as men, we understand that that disagreement is only surface level. It's safe because we are on the same team. We are working towards the same goal, a better understanding of the world and ourselves. And finding a disagreement between us and exploring that is the fastest way of achieving that goal. It's very efficient, and debates like this between men are a bonding experience. But with women, there is so much pressure to emphasize agreement. The conversation inevitably prioritizes emotional harmony over intellectual exploration. I enjoy talking to women, but I can't do it exclusively because eventually it feels suffocating. I want to disagree. I want to challenge their ideas, and I want the freedom to do that without them interpreting my behavior as aggressive or thinking that the social bond between us is under threat. And I actually have sympathy for women in this regard because The pressure that they must feel to always maintain all of their social bonds and never upset anybody must be exhausting. It's naturally going to lead to women having to put on a bit of a performance. But then women weaponize this against each other with the kind of insults that they level, like, she's so fake, she's so two-faced, she's such a chameleon. Yeah, she's doing what she feels like she needs to do to make sure that nobody is upset with her. She is putting on a bit of a performance. I notice myself doing it when I'm talking to women. I would never actually lie, but I do find myself suppressing my more strongly felt opinions and dumbing myself down, like pretending to discover ideas in real time so that the woman feels included. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with women where they're expressing some opinion about something and my internal monologue is thinking, are you kidding me? Like, this is just the stupidest, most anti-scientific thing I've ever heard. And if I was talking to a man, I would probably say that. But when I'm talking to a woman, I find myself like nodding my head going, yeah, right. Like, yeah, I totally see where you're coming from. But I guess for me, like, I always get stuck on this point, like, you know, like, what do you think about that? And I feel dirty doing it because it's not genuine. I'm not asking her opinion because I'm genuinely confused about what I think. I have mental clarity. I've already figured this out. And I can explain to you every single detail of my thought process, how I reached that conclusion. But in a conversation with a woman, just telling her your conclusion about something to her can feel aggressive. So it's a lot easier and more harmonious if you just go gently and walk it through step by step. Women do not like feeling lectured to or, God forbid, mansplained. So I frame it like we are collaborators. We're working together and we're finding a shared understanding. I can't do it for too long because it's exhausting. It's one of the reasons why I created the Hero Circle, the weekly discussion groups that I run, to be male only. To just give guys a breather, a chance to just sit and chat for 2 hours a week with other men and to talk like men. And yeah, we support each other emotionally. Like if one guy is struggling, we will listen to him and we'll be there for him and his emotions. But we also give direct advice. We disagree, we argue. Because as men, we like that. That's what we respect and that's what we need. In this culture, men are censoring what they truly think and feel for the sake of women's comfort. But the result is that women don't know how men really feel. The average woman's insight into what it's like to be a man, into his internal experience, is extremely limited. That's one of the reasons why that particular style of manosphere content where they like bring on a bunch of women and then talk to them about male perspectives, it's fascinating to watch because for so many of those women, it's the first time they have ever heard a man truly express what he thinks.
Would you rather be the king's mistress or a peasant's wife?
King's mistress. Also king's mistress.
Yeah, king's mistress.
Same.
Peasant's wife.
King's mistress.
King's mistress.
If you are with a man specifically because they are powerful and rich, but you're not interested in them for any other reason than just their wealth and their power, are you? Raise a hand.
Wait, what?
Nobody?
Sometimes this kind of blunt communication, like just telling women directly, if this is your value system, then you are a hooker. That's what's needed. And I think that it is a legitimate criticism of me that I adjust my speaking style when I'm speaking with women. Why not be authentic? Just be real. Stop catering to women. It's a good criticism. And I'll wear it. And I'm not even going to blame women and say, well, they make me do it. No, I will take responsibility. It is my conscious choice to engage women in this manner because I want to preserve those relationships. And I have found great success in converting women into allies of the men's rights cause, promoting empathy for men from women because of this more gentle approach. And I care about results. Shaming women, in my experience, has not worked. But then why is the content here on this channel so blunt and direct? It's because I'm not talking to women. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to men. You want the facts. You want the explanation. You don't need a bunch of feel-good nonsense surrounding it. This content is specifically designed for men. There may be some women watching this and they are more than welcome to. Maybe they'll say hello in the comment section. Bravo to those rare women who come into a men's space. You are absolutely welcome to be here if you can handle it. But just know that these videos videos are not catering to you. This content is not designed for you. It is for men. So if listening to this, you have become interested in developing the skills that are going to be necessary for you to be an effective communicator with women, you want to know how to talk about this stuff in such a way that she stays open and receptive, the rest of the video is going to be an instruction on how to have that communication. It's going to be lots of practical tips, methods that you can use to make sure that the woman you're speaking to feels safe, but you're also able to shift her opinion. If that sounds interesting to you, then you're going to want to keep watching this video. The full-length version is available on Patreon. What you see here on YouTube, these are just the shortened, abridged versions of my videos. If you want more depth, more nuance, more practicality, come on over to Patreon. That's where the full-length versions are posted.